What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Into the Wild podcast. It is Monday, September 22nd, and we are recapping week 3, and it's a victory Monday for the Bears. Let's go.
Yay!
Along with my
Bears.
co-hosts, Wase and Adil, I'm Nadeem. How are we doing, fellas?
Man, a victory Monday is the best effing feeling in the world. I haven't been able to wear my victory Monday like boxers, as they're Chicago Bear boxers that I didn't wear a lot last year, so I'm happy I get to wear them today.
So you were wearing the same one the entire season then? The other one
No,
that
I
you
just
got?
would I just wouldn't wear the ones that were meant for victory Monday. So
Ones. You only have two. The
I have
Victory Monday
two.
and then the losing one. So you wear the losing.
Stupid. The analysis on my drawers is insane.
You're not saying it right. It's
It
not
draws.
drawers.
It's not drawers, it's draws.
No, it's 100%
My
drawers.
drawers.
But you gotta say draws. Man.
My drawers.
Drawers.
Draws.
Phonetically speaking.
You can find us at Into the Wild NFL on all of our Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. And it was a great week, so let's jump right into it. Bears 31, the Cowboys 14. We all expected Eberflus to come in and know what he was doing, and unfortunately, we were bamboozled yet again. This was the best gift Eberflus could have given to the city, and it only took him 3 years to get there. And my goodness, how? I mean, you're half a Cowboys fan, so I feel like, how are you feeling after that? Because that was the most putrid performance a defense could give you. And then you rush CeeDee Lamb on the first play of the game. He gets injured. It was just terrible for the Cowboys.
The Cowboys are like a forbidden fruit type of like team for me. Like I like them just because like people hate them. I think that's like a lot of the reason why I still follow them, and I've been doing that for quite some time because I'm like that. Especially I'm a LeBron fan too. But like with the just like a team like you're not supposed to like that you like just because it's a contrarian take. Anyways, with the Cowboys, I didn't think their defense was going to be any good. I was relying on Flus to play Ben Johnson well because historically, the games that him and Ben Johnson played, he generally did like a good job like holding off for the first half or being able to lock things up even from last year. So I was shocked that he did not do anything. Basically, it was like a running nosebleed. So I'm not shocked at all that happened, but I'm just surprised that the offense played so well, despite playing a bad defense. I thought they'd play a bad defense and still be bad. But it was honestly great experience.
You still
great.
expected it to be a shootout, though, right? You thought that the
We
Bears
thought
were going
that
to score points.
we thought we'd score points, but I thought like because there'd be some type of offensive mishap in the game that the Cowboys would somehow pull away. But I thought it'd be like a back and forth 31-28 or 35-20-30 type of game. And it wasn't that at all. So I mean, kudos to the Bears.
It was a comedy of errors for the Cowboys too.
Yeah.
Everything that could have gone wrong went wrong.
Yeah.
But that's just,
somewhat though. But it also felt in a way that they stopped being aggressive for some reason. Because if you watch the game from the beginning till end, they were doing everything they wanted to do running the football, and then they were just uber conservative. Whoa.
They didn't have the pass catchers. I mean, outside of CD, there was no one reliable. Jake Ferguson had like 20 targets yesterday. Like they like
and George Pickens showed why you can't rely on him.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that he had his hands together for a catch and the ball hit the top of his fingers and ricocheted for an interception, like it just shows you how limited they are past like the first option. And see, George Pickens is a great like change of pace, but not someone who you can rely on week to week.
Yeah. If the Steelers are ever getting rid of a wide receiver, not to trade for that wide receiver. We learned that the hard way with Chase Claypool, AB to the Raiders. Literally everybody that's had an ex-Pittsburgh receiver has never, enjoyed the fruits of their labor.
If Tomlin can't handle the idiot.
Yeah.
They just kept checking the ball down when they had distances to go. Like Ferguson got how many, like I think 11 or 12 targets in this game just based on checkdowns alone. They weren't attacking the Bears, where I feel like they were so susceptible to the passing game all season long so far. And then the running game just ground and pound,
Did you
and you
guys play
probably have
heavy
an
man?
advantage.
They generally play heavy man. Like that's Dennis
DA
Allen's thing to
system.
play heavy. Yeah, but he
Yeah, but,
switched
like,
his
in the
zone a
Detroit
lot
game-
against the Lions. Yeah, I don't know why he did
Yeah.
that. I think he just didn't trust the corners to be able to cover like Amon-Ra and JMO because JMO's one really fast. We don't have
Amon-Ra
we
was
don't have
killing
guys.
them in man when they had
Yeah.
Tyreek on man. And
Well,
Yeah.
then, well, I put Tyreek on on him.
Unfortunately,
what's
their
he gonna
best
put
corner
on
right
him?
now.
That's their best corner. I mean, yesterday he was targeted 9 times. He only let 2 catches, and he was
Had a
decent
fumble.
yesterday. Yeah.
Mm.
And changing the pace of the game. It just, and then on the op, so I think the defense, for whatever reason, Dallas just didn't attack, and they were still so susceptible. Like nothing yesterday gave me confidence in the defense going forward, even with the turnovers and the takeaways. Those kind of just seemed like some like Mickey Mouse.
You can't rely on those.
Yeah,
you can't rely on those.
And then on the flip side of the ball, the offense looked absolutely phenomenal outside of the running game, of course. But Ben Johnson just felt like he was in rhythm with his play callings, and then Caleb looked locked in, but also left so much on the table still, right? Like the footwork and the mechanics are still a little off. We saw that screen that he dirted to Zacchaeus. We saw an overthrow to Loveland. We saw him spiking the ball in the dirt over the middle to Rome. But it just seems like when he's in a groove, he can perform so well, because when he doesn't have that anxiety, those jitters of, the defensive line coming and collapsing on him, he was back there chilling, and he was delivering the ball still on time. And then, of course, the flea flicker, which is one of the best throws we've ever seen a Bears quarterback make. It was a great day at the office. It's probably his best game in the NFL
ever. Yeah. It beats the Jacksonville game that we had last year.
Oh, for sure.
And that was a fun game too.
I mean, yeah.
But yeah, like you mentioned, the passing game was great, but man, the running game, we're never gonna have situations where we're playing the Cowboys front four like that. They're going to start seeing really, really good front fours, and if we can't run the ball, like, what the hell are we gonna do against better teams? Because this offense is so one-dimensional right now, and it's only one. And being one-dimensional, they're not there yet where Caleb can consistently play like this. I don't think we're gonna see this be a trend the upcoming weeks. I think it's a good building block game, but until we find someone to establish the run, like be legitimately a good positive rusher EPA wise, we're kind of like, this is kind of fool's gold. But I'm still drinking the Kool-Aid and enjoying this day. I mean, honestly, it changed the way I thought about the season. That's how like great it was.
Is that like one victory can catapult you into so much more.
Yeah,
it's a confidence builder, right? So like, especially for a team that hasn't won, when like you're buying into like the coach's system, and the coach is like then saying, "You see, this is what we got to do. Situational football." Whatever clip you said, he's like situational football, and I forget what else he was mentioning, like the details and making sure that you're putting in the work. Like that's the buy-in part of it, right?
Yeah.
So you can start seeing like the Bears start to overperform in games where you don't think that they'd be really there. Then from now on, you could probably expect the Bears to be a tough out if they've bought in, and this isn't like the one fluke, right?
Yeah, it was cool seeing the players. Like, I think someone posted on Instagram or on Twitter like the 2 different reactions between Flus last year and when he first started this first win, and like the Bears with Ben Johnson, and how they were happy for Ben, whereas nobody was happy for Flus, or it didn't seem like they're happy for Flus when he won his first games. Just really, really interesting to see. So
was that what was the Flus first game? Was that the 49ers?
That's the 49ers game, and I feel like they were celebrating. Yeah, I think they were celebrating. No, but like they're showing like the locker room like dynamics with Flus, like the way that he would talk, and just not good with his words, saying right all the time, and just having those like just not being like, for me, saying like because he says right so much, and it just, I think people caught that on. So
they weren't worrying about the public speaking skills of Flus, and frankly, all you guys were buying into that Kool-Aid. Yo, Flus got the beard, bro. He's got nicknames for all the players.
Bro, when he got the beard, I was like, damn, Flus got some swag, man.
The Hard Knocks hype was crazy last year. But moving on a little bit, in the big picture, I know it's been 3 games, and this is kind of like a good spot to be in because of what we saw recently. But you look at those second-year quarterbacks, you look at the PFF grades, you look at how the quarterbacks have been playing this year. Caleb Williams so far is the best sophomore quarterback in his class.
Yeah, I'd say so. By a mile too, I think. I don't think Bo's good. I don't think
you
Penix
pretty
is
much
good.
only had one game of Jaden Daniels though.
Two.
Yeah,
two.
But take this into consideration. It's a short week. They're traveling, and then he injures his knee in the game, right? So like, I wouldn't say that it's by a mile because Jaden Daniels looked good in the Giants game, but then
no, he didn't. I watched. You watched the Giants game. He didn't look that great. He looked so. I was like, oh, regression's coming for this guy. It's coming for this guy absolutely, and I'm here for the fail story. I'm gonna hate watching him as long as I can.
Of course you are. You
Fuck
went viral for all the wrong reasons.
I said in the chat today, if Jaden goes down, if Jaden is bad, that is Wase's biggest W.
And I will be right. I will be right.
So on the flip side, right? Like JJ's been bad. Penix, which we're gonna get into later, has been god awful. Drake May has been struggling. That we didn't really expect him to struggle. We thought we were going to see a year or two leap from him. And Bo Nix, who also had Bo Nix probably, and tell me if I'm wrong here, out of the quarterbacks in that draft class has the best team around him.
Yeah.
And he is struggling mightily.
He's literally Mitch Trubisky. He is literally Mitch Trubisky.
He is the reason that the Broncos are being held back right now. And
I wouldn't say that Bo Nix is struggling mightily. I think he's like the most opportune mistake to make is what he does. Like if you're at a point where like you're like, okay, all we need is Bo Nix to just protect the ball. Oops, it's going to the other team. And it's just weird that like I feel like, what I'm referring to is like people understanding that moment is big, that play is big. This is going to turn the game. I feel like maybe Bo Nix is feeling that pressure too. He knows at this point, this is what's probably going to get that over the hump, or this is what's going to seal the victory for us, and he just can't deliver. The other part is that the Colts game a little fluky, but whatever. Like at the end of the day,
I mean, he threw the pick that gave them life, right? Like they should have put that game away, and he's the one that brought them back in the game. And then the Chargers game, even ahead, like he plays ahead and he's not a closer. That's what I mean. It's again, 15 games or 20 games of them. But we'll see. To wrap up the Bears segment real quick, though, Swally in the chat asks, was the Bears offense good or was the Cowboys defense just terrible? Sorry, I want to start with Adil for that.
What's his name?
Swally.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. So is the Bears offense good or was the Cowboys defense terrible? It's a mix of both. I think I said this in one of our chats like today that you saw positive things, right? Obviously the Cowboys defense was really bad, but you need to have game reps and you need to be able to convert live, right? You had the opportunity to just say, oh, look, Caleb wasn't able to do as well. He's looked progressively better week over week. Even though like last week, I didn't think that Caleb had that good of a game. I felt like Caleb really played well this game. And he was confident. He was making great decisions. He was making the right reads, it looked like too, right? So at that point, like you say, okay, that offense was operating at the best that it could have. And you think that's progression. But then you also say the Cowboys defense was not only injured, not only are they've lost one of their best players in franchise history, they are terrible vibes. They have a lame duck coach. Okay, all that stuff combined. It's okay for you to still think, hey, the Bears offense played well. And the Bears are going to stack up some good games, some competitive games going down the line. Because this is all you need to get people to buy in, to get people to practice harder, to get people to respond to what you're preaching. So a mix of both, in my opinion.
I think I agree. I lean towards the middle because of the fact that, one, the Cowboys defense is absolutely atrocious. That is the worst defense the Bears might play all year. No pass rush whatsoever. Corners slipping, busted coverages. The Adunze touchdown, Trayvon Diggs slips, the flea flicker, they just bought into the run on that, and we had guys wide open. But I mean, Cole Kmet down the seam wide open.
Terrible toss back I don't know what the hell that was. It nearly touched like the top of the fucking stadium.
Literally.
It was so weird.
But as a team, you have to be able to take the other team's mistakes and capitalize on them. And we haven't seen that much over the past few years with the Bears. This was a great example of that. And Bears dub.
Yeah. Ditto. What you guys said. I agree.
All right. So moving on, we have a big game for Ado tonight. Huge game, actually. Big implications. We have the Lions taking on the Ravens. Monday Night Football.
Solid game.
The Lions and Ravens met up in is this still M&T? I think it's still M&T. But the Lions absolutely got smacked, right? It was like 35-3 or something like that. The Ravens' pass defense is so bad this year that it's almost impossible for that game to be replicated. But Ado, what are your thoughts on this game? We all picked the Ravens before the week started. Yeah. So how are you feeling now going into as the Bears win and our Victory Monday optimism kind of rubbed on you?
I'll always have optimism and hope against hope, always. But then like you have to center yourself with actual like a little bit of realism, right? At the end of the day, Lamar Jackson, for some friggin' reason, Lamar Jackson performs so well against NFC teams. It's like he has a bone to pick. But you're like, that's part of your okay, yeah. Let me go ahead and win. I think he's like 22-2. Like he just doesn't lose. It's weird. Like why the hell not? Like what does he have against us? Us NFC people. What did we do to him? Lamar has a vendetta against everyone not in the AFC. And like thank God he'll choke in the playoffs. Because I don't want to face him again. That being said, I think the Lions have a good shot to steal one because it'll be a shootout, in my opinion. I just think that the pass defense is already weak. Madubuike's out. Kyle Van Noy's out. Isaiah Likely is out. And the Lions are pretty good at stopping the run. So it's going to be on Lamar Jackson to make something happen. Now, Lamar Jackson's the type of player in which, okay, you stop the run, it doesn't matter because I'm going to run or I'm going to find someone. I'm going to be he's the most dynamic player in the history of the NFL. So he'll still, I guarantee you the Lamar Jackson will score points. I don't think that the Lions are fast enough to deal with them. I don't think that they're at enough health to basically shut them down. But now since they run the most 12 and 13 personnel in the league, and you're already losing Isaiah Likely, which is kind of your deep threat, right? Like outside of like I think a deep Rashad Bateman shot, and maybe even D-Hop, your best deep threat was going to be Isaiah Likely, and like
why was your best deep threat Isaiah Likely?
I think
he's a tight end.
Not deep threat, not deep threat, but like as in like he stretches the field, right? Like he's probably going up the seam, he's running your deep routes, and he's doing it out of 12 man.
Well, right? They've been using what's his name? Do you remember North Carolina legend Tez Walker from a couple draft classes?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Tez Walker's been producing. So I mean the thing is that all these guys, like Lamar's very capable of getting it to anybody who's on the field, but it's just one less thing to worry about for the Lions. I think that as far as what the Ravens do best, play action, boots, that's going to put the Lions defense in a pickle. And I think what the Lions will have on the other end is corners who struggle to protect, like outside of Nate Wiggins, corners who struggle to protect anything intermediate over the field, right? You pretty much have to deal with Roquan and Nate Wiggins. You deal with them, you're going to have a good time. And the Lions are deep enough in which they can move the ball consistently, spread the ball around, pick and choose who to pass the ball to. That's why I think the Lions have a good chance of stealing one. I just think that Lamar is a demon who needs to be dealt with. He needs to, there must be an exorcism. He must be dealt with immediately because all these NFC teams go down to Lamar and you can't stop that man.
Is it at home or is it away?
It's in
It's in Baltimore.
Oh, good luck.
So what's your last minute score prediction?
Do I have to be consistent with what I picked before?
Yes. I mean, no, you don't. I mean, this is right before the game, right? We can clip this one and throw it on the TikTok like we do with the Browns over here.
It's like hedging his bets right now.
No, I mean, I don't care to be right or wrong. I only want the Lions to win, right? That's the end of the day. So, like I will gladly be wrong. I think the Ravens win 37-33.
30? Oh, that's a great game. That's a beautiful game. That's a 70-point. Wow, that's classic. 37-33. All right. And then in the next segment, we're actually going to go and do a little recap of week 3, but it's going to be a little more fun. We're going to talk about each of us have one thing that we were most impressed by in week 3 or the weeks through the first 3 weeks of the season. We have something that we were right about. We're standing on business. And then we also have to stand on business on the other way and talk about something that we were wrong about. So I'll let you guys go first. What did you like in week 3?
Can I start?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Caleb Williams. I think, just as a Chicago Bears fan, you're excited to see what he can do. We finally saw like good, deep balls that like were accurate this time around. We saw. I mean, there were some clunkers where he again, like you mentioned, dirted balls or like overthrew somebody. But to see that he still has that explosive, that live arm with using those different off-platform movements. The throw that I was the most impressed by was when it was a play action, and I think the play got swallowed up right away. But he had a defender right in his face, and he was able to still convert to Rome Odunze for a first down. You know what I'm talking about? The one like towards the right side of the field. It was on third down.
Oh, and that was Ezaraku, my boy, Ezaraku blowing it up in the backfield. And somehow he still got it.
And that pass, it was better than flea flicker to me, just because I was like, damn, how could he throw something like that across his body, across the field in that angle, and Rome still being able to catch and get a first down? Like, that's special arm talent. Now we just need to see more consistency and him actually hone into the mechanics and figure that stuff out, like tying his feet to his progression through his arm mechanics. And once he does that, like that small stuff, I think we have the guy then. Jury's still out, but I'm still impressed by this performance, even though it was a bad defense. I'm still very impressed by it.
All right, Aldo, what impressed you the most this week?
Man, this week or the entire season?
This week.
Let's talk about the Browns defense, man. They showed up, and after like a really nasty game in Baltimore, and I know we're kind of laughing because I had called this previously, was kind of like being animated about it. But I mean, like we saw basically 3.5 quarters of Browns playing a good defense against the Ravens, and then they come out and first of all, screw Green Bay. They shut him down. I mean, Green Bay moved the ball as a rushing team. They couldn't really get much going in the passing game, which is something that I love to see. But then also on top of that, the Browns looked like they did not give a hoot, right? Yeah. And Mason Graham had like a 40% like pass rush win rate.
Yeah.
Absurd. Yeah, that guy is crazy. He's amazing. And if he plays like that, the Browns defense is going to be elite for years to come. You're getting pressure up the middle. You got Myles Garrett, the best defensive player in the league on that defensive line as well. Whoo, man. So I guess the Browns defense.
That's back-to-back weeks, right? They lock up Derrick Henry last week. Don't let him do anything.
And talking spicy.
Jacobs
talking spicy about it. He's not that hard to bring down. And people are just like, "Oh, Derrick Henry game, bring it." Oh my god. He got stopped. Oh my god.
Yeah, the thing that I was most impressed by in week 3, it's the Eagles and Jalen Hurts. I mean, for a half of football, I was standing on our take of just he's not a good quarterback. He only had 17 passing yards in the first half. And then in the second half, they just turned it on. Like, he had 204 yards, 3 touchdowns, all in the second half against a Rams team that we all think is very good and that had multiple chances to close out that game. They were down, 26-9, and they came back and won that game. Jordan Davis blocking a kick and taking it to the house. That was one of the most impressive things I've ever seen a 350-pounder do.
Dream, please, let's pivot. I want to talk about this Eagles-Rams game really badly.
Okay.
There's some BS that happened, bro. The tush pushes are not getting called after like that memo went out. It's not getting called. They are false starting it, and they did it twice on a drive in which they scored a touchdown. And then on top of that, in one of the tush pushes, they stripped Jalen Hurts of the ball, and they didn't award it to the Rams. Yeah, they just like he was laying on top of the pile like this, and the Rams player just went, "I'll take that from you." And then the refs were just like, give me the ball back. I gotta give it back to the Eagles.
Way.
Yeah. And then the other thing is,
did forward progress stop though? Because that's when play dies.
Well, they didn't no whistle.
Well, it's so hard to regulate this play and when forward progress stops, right? Because he's in the air, he's on top of bodies, still trying to push through. So it's like, all right, do you grant him the access to keep going and continue the game that he's trying to get, or do you stop it somewhere? And they never like call it off, right? They still allow him to do what he does. I think it's going to be gone next year.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's going to be gone. They don't care enough to try and officiate it properly. They'll eliminate it. But
also the Eagles are abusing the hell out of it this year.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. They know that their passing offense is limited. And
but I mean, they turned up, and when you got AJ Brown involved, finally, you saw what he did. I mean, even like I give credit to Jalen, but really it was just AJ Brown abusing weak corners.
Exactly. That's the problem.
He was holding him off with one arm, grabbed the ball, holding him off again, and just went through him.
One more thing. The Eagles actually, on the game-winning block, or the game-sealing block, rather, they actually committed a leverage penalty. The same thing that cost, the same thing that cost the Colts. I'm not the Colts, the Broncos a win is what they did. And
they're not consistent.
In my mind, the Eagles are public enemy number one.
Yeah,
we hate the Eagles.
After the Eagles,
now you're getting all the favorable calls, and I for one am saying, look, you got a one-dimensional QB. You're only moving it on the ground. You shouldn't be able to just get away. You shouldn't be able to get that much more from the refs. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one thing if Jalen Hurts is actually picking apart teams. No, like, what is he being rewarded for throwing the ball away when he knows he can't make the special play with his arm? Hell no, bro. And on top of that,
the one thing I'll give him credit for though is he's running the ball. He's running the ball more than usual.
Than he used to,
than he did last year. Yeah. So that's something that he can actually take advantage of, and that's part of his skill set. Swallow also calls out Cam Skattebo, who, dude, he looked legit yesterday. He looked like Arizona State Cam Skattebo.
He looked real
against
good.
The Chiefs defense. He was bouncing off tackles, and then more importantly, his pass pro is phenomenal.
Oh
it's
he's
really
a stocky
good.
Guy. And the other thing is, when he makes contact with people, it's not as if he's trying to soften the blow. He's welcoming. Extreme let me lower my helmet, let me lower everything into you and just push forward as hard as I can. That's the only way he knows how to play. It's crazy, but you love to see it. You hope that
he's like Monty. He's literally like Monty.
Don't disrespect Monty.
No. In my pre-draft, right up on him, I said White Monty. That's what I wrote.
All right, let's talk about. You were wrong about.
Let's go into it. Let's talk about what we were wrong about through 3 weeks of the season or in week 3. What were you wrong about?
What wasn't I wrong about? just pick from one of my takes. I'll talk about the one that I'm most disappointed about, and then that'll be mine. Sorry. So I'm most disappointed at how poorly the Giants are playing. Like, I fear that Brian Daboll is a terrible head coach at this point. Like, it's everything is confirmed that he can't. You're an offensive guru who developed Josh Allen, and you can't get your team to go down the field consistently. Like, the only teams that you can score on are bad teams. Like, why are we doing this? This is terrible. So yeah, that's what I'm the most wrong about.
Bro, I'm trying to think about a wrong take of mine, and I don't think I've had one so far. Honestly, I don't.
This guy's such a fraud.
I'm not a fraud. I'm honestly, I guess the thing that I'm like questionable about is like the Cowboys being a playoff team or being like close to a playoff team.
Yeah, what the hell? That's as clear. You said they were going to get 10 wins.
Questionable?
No, it's still possible. I still believe in the Cowboys to get 10 wins.
Oh my goodness.
They're not. I mean, I'm also here's what I'm wrong about. Is the Bears not being a 10-win team. I think we might be a 10-win team. I looked at the schedule. God. I told you yesterday, I'm turning it around. I was like, man, dude,
so
when you win like that, you gotta start thinking about it. That was
the worst defense they will play all season long.
We got the Saints coming up in like 3 weeks, bro. Chill.
The Saints are a better defense than what the Cowboys put out yesterday.
No, the Cowboys are not that bad. They're not that. As a Cowboys fan,
bro, what are you talking about?
I promise you, they're not as bad as you think. I think that sure the defensive line's not what it used to be, but when they get like. Was Osa out yesterday? I'm trying to think. No, Frank Clark missed half the game. Donovan and Marshawn.
You're gonna have to say full names here, Kenny Clark, because we don't know any of these.
Marshawn Nealand is like their stud second-round pick from last year. I think he's bouncing back from an ACL. When we get DeMarvion Overshown back, he's like their middle linebacker who is a Flus type linebacker. I wanted him for the Bears back 2 years ago when he was in that 2023 draft. I think that once they get everyone healthy, then we're going to start seeing a better version of that defense.
So you're standing on your take that the Cowboys are a 10-win team?
Yeah, because it's too early. I mean, I'm not wrong about that yet, am I?
And now you're putting the Bears into that bracket right now, even though you thought they were going to be a 6-7 win team and you had no expectations.
Yeah, man, when you win like that, you look good. Bro, I was looking at the schedule and I was like, man, we got the Raiders next week, beatable. We have the who comes after that?
Dude, we're gonna do this every single week.
We got the Commanders.
It's gonna be either we're sad as hell and low and no expectations for the season, or the Raiders. We got the Bengals. We got the Saints. We got the Commanders. We got the Giants. We got the Steelers.
Hey, think about it. The Bengals were one of the toss-ups, but now it's not a toss-up anymore. It's not a toss-up. Honestly, I'm telling you this because I have a buddy who's a Bengals fan. They're worse than the Cowboys defense. I promise you. So that's going to be the worst defense we see. Trey Hendrickson can't do it by himself. That outside of Trey, they have nobody else. They have literally nobody else.
But they have a pass rusher. I think that's the difference.
They have one guy, but we'll chip him.
One guy that can beat.
I think the Bengals have players. They just don't have the best coaching. Like there's not a significant game plan for the Bengals that's out there that like has shown me that they're bad. It's like after you get through, the first couple of plays of the season that they start to break down. Not the season, of the game. So like quarter 2 is when like things start to fall apart. And there's bad coaching across the board on the.
And their defense didn't play terrible yesterday either.
They just gave up how God knows what. Like what is it? That fumble and the pick six. What is it? 2 pick six?
They had like 5 turnovers.
Yeah,
they had.
Yeah,
Browning had 2 or 3 picks. They had like 3 forced fumbles.
You hear about this guy? He got a 99.9 grade on PFF. That corner,
Isaiah Rodgers. Isaiah Rodgers. He's a stud.
Yeah, the highest grade ever, I think, in a single game.
He probably had like as close to a perfect game as you could have had in the NFL.
That's awesome. Good for him. But regardless,
he was.
When you get back to my point, the schedules that we have now, you're only worried about the Ravens. You're obviously gonna be worried about the Lions and the Packers, right? And other than that, the Eagles. Outside of that, who are you really worried about? There's not many folks
that are the Commanders.
Nah.
You see how they
played with we're avenging last year.
We need consistency. We need consistency, and we need to beat the Raiders really badly, and then you can kind of.
That's fine. That's fine. I mean, we had that last year. Also, we beat the Rams, and we had beaten the Panthers, and we beat the Jaguars, and then 3 weeks later, and then a week later, we came to see the Commanders. And I was so sure we were going to win that game, and we had almost won that game, and everything obviously went to shit. But this time around, it's personal because we know that they messed us up last year. So I believe we're going to win the next 3. Well, and then we lose to the Ravens. We beat the Saints. We beat the Bengals. We're 6-3 at that point. You're telling me 10
It's
wins
the
is
two sides of
impossible?
Wase.
It's the Haroon side of me. He's my cousin, bro. He's my cousin, bro. We're related.
Wait, so
As
you
much
guys
as I
have
tried,
the Raiders, Commanders, Saints, and you're calling all those dubs?
Raiders, Commanders, Saints, Bengals, yeah, dubs.
I think Raiders and Saints are a possibility for you. Oh, Raiders, Saints, Bengals, yeah. Raiders, Saints, Bengals are a possibility. But then
I'm confident in
everyone-
those. In the Giants. I think we can beat the Giants.
well, here's the thing.
And the Browns.
The Giants pass rush is too legit.
Yeah, the Browns will be focused on our running game that already sucks, so they'll be able to stop that pretty easily. But we'll keep it in the air. All right, for me, I think honestly the biggest thing I was wrong about was freaking Clemson. I picked Clemson as my national championship.
Oh yeah, Clemson too.
They're 1-3. They're absolutely awful. Cade Klubnik. Wase tried to convince me about Cade Klubnik in the preseason.
I didn't
absolutely god awful.
I said that
Wase told me Noose, Aller, and Klubnik were the three best quarterbacks in college football.
No, I said Mendoza also
for the number one pick, and
I said Mendoza
were
also.
Awful. We all said Mendoza. We all knew about Mendoza.
I said
Mendoza was our guy. We knew
I
about
mean,
Mendoza.
everyone and their mama thought. Everyone thought, and their mama thought that Cade Klubnik was going to be something special this year because of the weapons he had. His offensive line was great. His team was supposed to be great. That's not my fault.
Why are we talking
and
about
everyone had Clemson winning the Natty, and they were god awful. Oh my god!
And they're
lost to Syracuse. They lost to Syracuse over the weekend. Syracuse had their starting quarterback go out with an Achilles or a non-contact injury, and they still lost.
Eli, whatever his name, Eli Hofstein or whatever.
Angelic? No, it's like Angela or something.
Oh, that's Pitt. Never mind. I'm thinking about Pitt.
Yeah. But my take that I was really wrong about was I really tried hard and I couldn't fathom how the Atlanta Falcons would be bad. And we're sitting here in week 3 after they just lost 30-0. 30-0. They didn't put up a point against the Panthers. The Carolina Panthers. Bryce Young pitches his first shutout. And Michael Penix Jr. has not thrown a touchdown pass since the first drive of the season. And that was the 60-yarder that Bijan took to the house. He hasn't thrown a touchdown since then. He has thrown more touchdowns to the other team since then than for his own team.
You know
Bring Kirko back.
It's just as hard to score 30 points as it is to not score a single point. And somehow the Falcons are a team where you just can be like, oh, you can chalk it up to be like, oh, that's a bad game. They could do better. And they couldn't move the ball. Like it was 35-30. Like that was their own 35 to the 30-yard line, and then they just fall flat. They couldn't do anything. And to me, you gotta just look at the coaching. You got the players. You got talent.
I can't blame the coaching for Michael Penix. That pick 6 that he threw yesterday just threw that shit up like it was nothing.
He was desperate.
It was so bad.
Move the ball.
Penix
was down.
Penix was good in college.
I mean, he showed flashes last year. I thought.
Yeah, I'm shocked.
Drake London.
I'm shocked.
So they actually right before our show, they just fired Art Hilliard, who's their passing game or their wide receivers coach. So TJ Yates, Houston Texan legend, is going to be the new wide receivers coach. And they told Zach Robinson that you need to get down from that booth and get on the field when you're calling plays.
Now he's on the sideline.
Because your ass can't see nothing. But yeah, Atlanta Falcons absolutely god awful. Let's go to the last thing is something that you stand on business. You were right about your preseason conceptions, your preconceived notions. What's something that you were absolutely right about through 3 weeks of the season?
Bo Nix is gonna be a trash ass Mitch Trubisky ass quarterback, and I called it. And everyone that I talked to, like, dude, Bo Nix is gonna be great. Sean Payton's gonna turn into blah blah blah. And I'm like, dude, Bo Nix sucks. He's always sucked. He was never good even last year. They had him on freaking training wheels in an offense. People didn't have the tape on him. Now they have it. Now they know that he can't do shit. And he's very he's like white Jordan Love, inopportune mistake making ass quarterback. He sucks, and everyone thought that Sean Payton was going to change him and turn him around and make him an absolute decent quarterback because they have like this thing that a great coach can solve anyone and anything. Not freaking true. So Bo Nix gonna regress, is regressing, and I'm happy to see it. I'm not happy to see it. I'm just happy that I'm right.
You're happy to see it. Let's be honest.
No, I'm not. I don't watch the Broncos like that. I'm gonna be happy to see Jaden Daniels fall, and that's coming soon, inshallah. I hate Jaden Daniels. I hate that guy. I hate him. I hate his mama, who's like his girlfriend, basically. I hate everything about Jaden Daniels. Fuck him. He tried taking my quarterback City over. F that guy.
Your quarterback is City, though, right?
F Jaden Daniels. With my heart, F him.
Say it. Soapbox. Say it even more.
Go on, buddy. Come on.
Do you have a doll?
Like stabbing
it. He got his knee.
No, God,
the hate was so crazy right there.
Yeah, no,
dude. Something that I'm impressed about.
Right. No, something that you were right about.
Something that I was right about. Shit, I was right about much. I will admit that I'm wrong about a few things here, but I feel like I was right about. Man, dude, I don't even know at this point.
Oh, I know one. I have one for you that's like clear as day.
Yeah.
Justin Herbert.
Yeah, that was the thing. I have not left that soapbox, but here's the thing. Me and Wasset, like it's so funny. Us three, whenever there's a topic, there's always like two of us on one side and another person on the other. And like me and Wazzy are ganging up on you. We're like, yeah, Justin Herbert's been that guy for like 34 years at this point. And you're just like, no way. No, I don't even know what the conversation was about. But we were so passionate.
It was about
defending Justin Herbert.
It was about, I think it was just about like elevating your team.
Right.
It was. And you guys are the same goofies that chose the Broncos over the Chargers too, which is really funny.
I had the Chargers over the Chiefs.
I
still had the Chargers over the Chiefs. So I had the Chargers having a great year, yeah.
I just thought the Chargers were gonna really hurt from like their offensive line injuries. And at that time they didn't even have Keenan Allen, right? So I was just like, okay, like
Keenan Allen.
Listen. Even when they got Keenan Allen, I was like, what the hell are they really gonna do?
Yeah.
But I thought that they didn't have really the weapons. I didn't know Quentin Johnson was gonna play like a goddamn all-star. Like, what do you mean Quentin Johnson is not dropping passes like that anymore? Like
he's dropped a couple.
Bro, he's on pace for 17 touchdowns. 1,700 yards, 95 receptions. Are you kidding me? Ladd McConkey is the afterthought. Over there, Ladd McConkey is the third option behind Quentin Johnson and Keenan Allen. That's crazy. Okay, so basically at this point, Justin Herbert, he's elevating people. He's playing well. He's the reason why the Chargers were able to come back. It was like you think that the defense would be playing a little bit better. I am a little disappointed in that, and frankly, I think the defense is. Like, just given what I've seen, like, even though they had that good game against the Raiders, the Raiders have now shown that they're so cheeks that it doesn't really mean much. And I'm a little disappointed. I'm a little shaky on what the Chargers have now on defense. But at the same time, Justin Herbert, you are an MVP.
Yeah.
If you finish winning the division over Patrick Mahomes, the media will, oh my God, they will do whatever. They will be like, Justin, please, what can we do to crown you as the new king of the NFL? Because everyone would like to see Patrick Mahomes fall, including myself. So I think Justin Herbert is on track to win the MVP this year. Good for him.
Yep. Yeah, that Madison Beer effect is really real.
For real?
Who's that?
Started dating a baddie, and now he's an all-star.
One question I actually have for you guys, because I thought about this earlier today, right? Because we talk about QB rankings, and a lot happens throughout a QB's career, and you can't just go off of what you've seen in the past. You also have to project. So, if you are an NFL franchise, are you taking Justin Herbert or Joe Burrow?
Herbert. Joe Burrow can stay healthy.
but
he can't stay healthy.
But he's not just not staying healthy because like he gets hit like crazy. Like that's the reason why he can't stay healthy. It's not like he's like running and then he tweaks a knee or something. Like he takes a nasty hit. He has the ACL. The ACL was because he was, I think, jumping away and trying to cut away from a defender. Like that was that.
No, he just got completely ransacked. He got sandwiched.
Yeah,
he got sandwiched on that one.
Sack that he had in the end zone that he just got sandwiched and destroyed.
What was that wrist injury? He had hit it on.
There was a wrist injury and an ankle, right? That was 2 years ago.
And then this
wrist injury was last year, no?
No,
wrist injury was coming into the season 2 years ago, and then he got
for sure.
something. I think it was an ankle that kept him out the whole year.
Yeah, something like that.
And then this year he's got the turf toe.
And not just turf toe, like
he just can't
stay
healthy.
Damage.
And
it's not his fault. The Bengals are failing him as an organization.
That's fine, but so Justin Herbert was being failed as a quarterback for the longest time by the Chargers. The Chargers are historically a shitty franchise.
The Bengals situation is
historically a shitty franchise.
You think the Chargers have given more to Herbert than the Bengals have given to Burrow?
Absolutely.
There's no chance. How?
What do you mean?
What?
They hired first of all, First of all, they hired the right coach. Number one.
Okay.
That's number one.
Zach Taylor went to a Super Bowl. Zach Taylor literally went to a Super Bowl.
Sure, but then like you have to think what has happened since then. And Zach Taylor has had his team start 0-2, and his response. Wait here. The great Zach Taylor's response was, maybe we should give these guys some reps. And the preseason, he learned that in year 5. Are you kidding me? This guy's Brandon Staley just on offense. He's the son. How does he still have a job?
You had actual Brandon Staley as Justin Herbert's head coach.
But
Zach Taylor's a better head coach than than Brandon Staley.
Staley, for sure.
But okay, so does Joe Burrow? He doesn't have protection. He has the skill positions for sure. But when Justin Herbert,
the best skill position players in the game.
I would push back because I don't know how much T. Higgins and Jamar Chase can do when everything is timed, right? Like
it doesn't matter.
Joe Burrow has to be.
You've given him the best receiver duo in the game.
In the league, yeah, by far.
Okay, but then outside of that, you don't have a defense that can stop anything.
Well, the defense, I mean, that is the organizational fault because they invest a lot of their draft picks on defense. They're just not hitting. They missed on Miles Murphy a couple years ago. Shamar Stewart looks pretty solid, actually.
Yeah, he looks pretty solid. They also rub their players the wrong way. They consistently score the lowest in the NFL offseason like ratings of like teams.
Yeah.
they force their teammates to like pay for like family tickets and they have to force them to like buy their own food. Like as an organization, they're bad.
What's his name? Paul Brown? It's not Paul Brown.
What's your answer to the question, Aldo?
I'm so confused because I love Joe Burrow from a timing perspective, right? Like he manages the pocket so well.
He's modern day Brady.
He gets the ball out whenever, like exactly when he needs to. He makes the right play. He doesn't make any mistakes. Even though I don't think Justin Herbert's far off from Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert also did have really bad game. Like I don't remember that playoff game that Herbert had last year. I don't remember a game like that for Burrow ever.
I feel like Burrow's bad games are less turnover and like negative plays than they are just nothing plays.
Yeah.
Like he'll go, 130 yards against the Patriots.
Justin Herbert's willing to die by his arm. He's willing to
Justin Herbert's more of a gunslinger. Yeah.
But right, we're talking about. But the question is, who we start our franchise with? I would say Herbert, just because prototypical build of a quarterback.
Prototypical.
He's more athletic. He's taller, 6'5", 240. On top of that, he's younger than Joe Burrow, and he hasn't been as like injury prone as Joe Burrow. So I would say Justin Herbert, just because I know that he can play quarterback at a high level. He could run the ball too if you need him to. And he's more likely to stay healthy, so that's why I would over just intangibles. He's
fluent in Spanish. He's
is he really?
He brings.
He wore a leg sleeve out on one of their dates. Are you still like acting like a high school guy with this girl? And like he's still like All right, bro. He's probably the MVP.
He's
of the
chill,
league.
man.
That's what's up. He's just a chill guy. Okay, I'll say Herbert literally only because of the physical prototype.
That's crazy.
The
That's
guy
so
is
crazy
just,
to me.
what is he like 6'4"?
I mean, he's a better arm talent. He's a better arm talent than Burrow.
And just a massive.
And he can run. Like, and he's bigger. He's more durable. Yeah. I also would go Herbert. And I wonder what the audience thinks about this take. So comment below when I clip this on the socials.
Remember, it's all about, because people are going to misconstrue this. You're going to be like, oh, you're saying Herbert's better than Joe Burrow. We didn't say that. We think Herbert's a better guy to start your franchise with. So people who get this misconstrued and come to our mentions, F you guys.
Burrow was me and Wasey's pick for MVP last year. Burrow was
all of our picks for MVP this year. Burrow was all of our picks for MVP this year.
Yeah, we all love Burrow.
Burrow was Adil's number one quarterback coming into this season.
No.
And I think he was Wasey's like 2, right? So, all right.
Probably.
My biggest W so far on the season, other than, of course, John Mateer's Heisman campaign, which is
who is this guy?
Off and running, dude. Single-handedly, the defense had 10 sacks. Our offense literally, it's crazy because our offense's running game is non-existent. And then,
which I'm shocked about.
It's literally just short passes to control the ball.
Yeah.
Who is Freshmaker? Do we know? This is your boy, right?
Who?
Dude, I don't know who he is. I don't know who he is.
But okay, so my biggest W is Baker Mayfield's dark horse MVP campaign, because I called it earlier in the year, and through 3 games, not only has the Tampa Bay roster proved perfect for this thing to go forward, because not only did he started 3 of his starting offensive linemen, they have Kalijah Cansey out for the year. Mike Evans just did something to his ACL, a non-contact, not ACL, a hamstring injury. Chris Godwin's been out. You're dealing with Ryan Miller, Sterling Shepard, Emeka Egbuka as your top 3 receivers. And the guy's balling. And it's like every single time he gets the ball in the last, like yesterday, right? Yesterday is a perfect example. He's already had 2 game-winning drives in the 4th quarter in his first 2 games. Yesterday, after the Jets blocked that field goal, and Will McDonald, remember, he was a good prospect back in the day, returned it all the way. I was like, there's 1:48 left. You left way too much time on the clock for Baker. And he used a screen to Sterling Shepard, a bomb to Emeka Egbuka, and another catch that Emeka Egbuka caught. For whatever reason, they didn't replay it and give him the catch. It was really weird.
Very clearly a clutch, yeah.
And it was just like that against Aaron Glenn's defense. That is, I mean, I'm not going to say it's like a great defense, but decent defense, right? Decent defense.
Yeah.
They're getting into the backfield.
Yeah.
They're getting into the backfield with guys like, Charlie Heck on their starting. I think he was a starting guard yesterday. Tristan Wirfs comes back next week, which is huge for them because they play Philly. That game is going to be a barn. So far, Baker Mayfield has been exactly what this team needed, and he's willed them to victory. So that's my take on Baker Mayfield.
I agree with Nadim's take on Baker Mayfield at like the lower level, and that he's willing them to wins, and he's no, I'm serious. Like, I think he's playing like a top 10 QB. Like, I think that Baker Mayfield is the reason why Tampa Bay's staying afloat. And frankly, Tampa Bay's defense has been really disappointing. Like over the first like pseudo quarter of the NFL season. But I just feel like they're putting him in bad positions for some reason. You can't keep winning on the last drive of the game, last play of the game. It's just not going to work against better teams, right? So terrible for sorry, I don't know who this guy is. Terrible for Baker Mayfield. And we'll see everybody over the next 3 weeks. Baker Mayfield has Seattle, Philly, and I forget who else.
That's true. And they are still banged up. Mike Evans is going to be out. So real quick, we'll do a week 4 now, waiver wire, right, for fantasy football. The big one on the week, Trey Benson. I'm almost to the point where, James Conner out for the year, season-ending ankle injury. I'm almost to the point where you should throw all your fab on Trey Benson. I think he's going to be the waiver pickup of the year, especially because we haven't seen like something like this in years. I think the last one we saw to this degree was like Kenneth Walker when he came onto the scene in his rookie year. And then
James Conner when well, actually no, people were drafting James Conner.
Oh, that was way back in the day. Yeah, you're talking about that. That's years. Yeah. But yeah, I think that Trey Benson is a huge one. Aldo, do you have anything on the running back position?
I would say Trey Benson's your guy. Scadaboo's also a decent one.
He's available.
If he's available.
That's the other thing, right? That he's available.
For a wide receiver.
It depends. I think that Woody Marks had a little bit of a sleeper side to him. It just depends on what direction the Houston offense will go because their offense is anemic. So I wouldn't even really say, like, if you're desperate, go get Woody Marks. Outside of that, I don't know of anybody that would be available that hasn't been picked up. Like now you're in week 3 or 4. You're really only looking for spot starters, people who can kind of fill in for maybe, a bye week that's coming in soon, right? So
if you haven't picked up Alik Ao Manor already, then that's the only one I can think of.
Yeah,
he's
wide receivers, Ao Manor is a big one. He is he's kind of like a touchdown hog for the Titans.
Yeah. No.
Tyquan Thornton is scoring touchdowns for the Chiefs.
Oh, Tyquan Thornton. And then we also mentioned Tez Walker. Tez Walker's been kind of coming on.
I would pick up Isaac Tesla before tonight's game. I would definitely pick up Isaac Tesla before tonight's game.
Yeah, that's
Tesla. And then, wide receiver. So, and then on the tight ends front, TJ Hawkinson, if he was dropped in your league, Wentz was going to Hawkinson a bunch, and I feel like with these tight ends, it's
hyper
really
targeting him.
Today, I picked up Mark Andrews in a league because he was dropped all over the place. One name that I think you should stash and wait for this to progress: Torrey Horton of the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah,
he is
him.
Yes, that's a good
returner. One. He's doing great on returns. He scored a 95-yard touchdown, which was an absolute amazing play. And then he's also becoming like a red zone threat for Darnold. He's gotten 4 catches for 32 yards in each of the first 2 weeks, but I think he's going to come onto the scene. He's scoring touchdowns, right? Like that's what you want to see.
Yeah.
Wait, we gotta give Darnold some love. He's looking comfortable in that offense. I had severe doubts about the Seahawks offense, and JSN looks great. Like he looks amazing. I didn't
so
even
far. I mean, they haven't played anybody against the 49ers. They didn't look that great. The Steelers' defense is way worse than we thought it would be, and they played the Saints. So he's been good so far. But for sure. But Torrey Horton, definitely keep on your bench.
Cool.
All right, mate.
All right.
You know what? Who's the gentleman out in Jacksonville? Washington. What's his name?
Parker Washington.
Parker Washington. Yeah, I think that's another good name to look out for.
We should talk about that on Wednesday's show. Jacksonville and Houston, both of those teams, absolute messes on offense.
Yeah.
Like T-Law and CJ, disgusting QB performance.
Don't look good. Yeah.
But we'll talk about that more on Wednesday. All right. So that's our show. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll see you 2 days on Wednesday.
See ya.
Bye.